Probably the number one question that I'm asked when it comes to the Record Keeper is, why steampunk? So steampunk was really born out of two major questions that we were faced with at the start of production. Question number one was, what are the angels wearing? And question number two is, where is Raina's office? All I knew in answer to both of these questions is what I didn't want. I didn't want the angels to be wearing flowing white robes with wings and them hovering in space. And I didn't want the office to be this endless, foggy floor with white walls. You know, what you typically see when angels are represented on film. I wanted them to feel real. I wanted them to seem like creatures that could actually exist. But I had no idea what. I knew that Caden and Loris both served in the military, so that their look was very much military, but the costume designer was like, well, yeah, but what military? Are we talking World War II? Are we talking Civil War? Are we talking Roman soldiers? Like, which era, which nation? In the very beginning of the film, mankind isn't even wearing clothes yet. So there's nothing to base their wardrobe on. And so we looked and looked and looked for the right outfit, the right office, and nothing seemed to quite work until one day I went into a bank that was built around the turn of the century, and I saw marble architecture with angels carved in it. They had a huge circular vault door. When I saw it, I ran home and told my wife, hey, what if the angels are in something that looks older, like maybe even Victorian, but they're using advanced technology? Like, wouldn't that be cool? And she goes, yeah, that's steampunk. So we built the entire universe for the Record Keeper in steampunk, and it was the perfect answer. So immediately when it came to designing a set, I called Josh Kinsey, and Josh creates steampunk lamps and gadgetry. Josh doesn't just go to a junkyard and find stuff to bolt together. He actually builds it from scratch. And he used to design video game environments, so he was the perfect guy to design our set. I gave him pictures of Captain Nemo's ship from 20,000 Leagues Into the Sea. I knew that we wanted the set to feel like it was up high. We were calling it the office on Mount Olympus. We wanted angled windows like a ship, and he sketched out on a napkin in Starbucks the look of the office, which actually became the final build.
This was the focal point of the overall set, and I had the chance to actually build this gear. This is all out of wood. I called a dear friend of mine from California to come up, and we built this gear and this bearing hub in 5 days. It's all made out of wood. It weighs probably about 450 pounds, and it splits in half so you can actually carry it through a man door. This was the first project I did for this, and this was a real unique one to do. And again, this is all wood, and it's all fabricated in my shop. This is not found object. This is actually all made from scratch. The gauge is energized, and it's also motorized, so that it actually spins slowly. Again, this is made out of wood, metal. There's no plastics, there's no adhesives. It's all made by hand, every part. This is a fully functional telescope. It's all made out of cherry. There's several machine pieces, and again, all the woodwork is handmade. So this piece was the nightlight in our bedroom, and that I had basically made this for my wife. And I had restored it and gilded the inside of the bell, made a bunch of brass work inside and turned the mahogany handle, and that was basically the extent of it. Jason saw it and wanted to turn it into a radio prop. So I basically added from here down for this movie, this whole big cylinder is turned out of wood, these bezels here are turned, and this fluted piece down below is an old casting I found at a foundry.
And now that everything has been shot and it's in the can, I can't imagine any other look that would have been appropriate for this film, especially since this whole movie was based on a book that was written in the 1800s. So the whole thing, like, it was just one of those things that was absolutely meant to be.